Alright YouTube, so today's video, Thanksgiving 2K14 video, is about a branch of philosophy called Apatheism. Apatheism. It's I've heard it pronounced at least 12 different ways. It's also been coined practical atheism, and there's like apothic agnosticism. But basically, they call them the practical. Hold on, I just want to make a disclaimer. I'm outside right now, and I farm, so if you hear like chicken clucking, duck quacking, turkeys calling, that's what you're hearing. And that explains why you're hearing it. But basically, apatheists believe, or they don't believe, they just don't give a shit whether God exists or not, and they typically follow this line of reasoning that it's just not going to affect their lives in the slightest, whether or not such a question comes up. Which I think I would rather call practical atheism. Because, let's face it, the atheists you see today, they do operate like a religion. And, okay, disclaimer, if you watch my other videos, I've said multiple times, I'm not a Christian. I'm not even following a right-hand path, so don't call me a Christian. I'm not a Christian. I've never really called myself a Christian, even when I was a little kid, which is explained in my video. I think it's called AK/Stu's Spiritual Journeys or something like that. I just document throughout my life. And I actually forgot this. I just thought about this earlier while chowing down on Cajun turkey and getting some incredibly grotesque stool as a result of it. But I forgot to add, for a short, brief period, from my transition from Satanism to more of like, I call like pre-paganistic, sort of kind of occultist. I was an apatheist. I basically said, you know what, maybe I'll think about this when later on in life. As for now, I really just don't give a damn shit of any. Well, I did think reincarnation was real, but I just didn't really look into whether or not God existed, and it's not the fact. Personally, when I was an atheist, it wasn't the fact, or when I became a pantheist. Well, okay. I was like atheist, Satanist, a pantheist, atheist again, then it's kind of switching to this weird kind of occultist thing. Then about this time last year, I kind of found paganism. And it's funny because I was doing runes, and right here on this window I carved in Burkana, and I forgot what P was, but it was the one that was phonetically the same as P. Growth and power, I think they symbolize, and I hold that dearly. Anyways, enough of that, but through this ranter, I've been familiar with them at this point beforehand. The guy's name is Styx Hexenhammer 666, notorious past Satanist on YouTube. Back in my, I sound like I'm like in my late 20s, but I feel like all my kind of phases were condensed into high school. So I was like not a huge drug user, in my freshman year, but I think we've all done some experimentation, and that's when I did it. And his trip reports, that's how I found out about him originally. Then I got bored again, and I was like, well, I remember that guy's legal drugs video, and I thought his name was Hexenhammer666. So I kept getting the Sarah Palin video about how she, like, killed some congresswoman. Anyways, through him, I started looking up his videos on Satanism, because there's this other guy on YouTube back in my freshman year of high school. I'm halfway through graduating, by the way. But, just look up guy who took 30 hits of acid or something. This guy, and he's like a LaVeyan Satanist, and I thought he was fucking creepy. But then I saw Sticks, Hexenhammer's content, and I don't know, I guess I just prefer his more laid-back style. Because this other guy gave me the vibe, he just doesn't give a damn about anything except his next joint. But, from there, I took his opinions into consideration. Then I did some research on myself, and I became atheist very shortly in that amount of time because I wasn't, originally I was, atheist, or, no, not atheist, atheist, like the brief condensed atheist, but originally I was atheist because I just thought the whole concept of the Bible was silly. You know, guy in the sky judging everyone when they die. Poet didn't know it. But anyways, I just thought that was a little ridiculous that I'm expected to believe that, and that was like a large status thing in this country, as well as I to a certain extent I'd say that's kind of a status thing in certain parts of Europe, like the UK. But, yeah, it's through him that I first thought about it, and I didn't think he was a troll when he was saying, like, not atheism, but Christianity and, Islam, I come from Judaism, and Judaism just ripped off a bunch of pagan tribes, like, beliefs in that area. I didn't find it odd. I mean, I already knew about the Saturnalia thing long before he started talking about it, so, I thought to myself, it could be similar. Then you find out that, well, let's look, all their holidays, let's see, Halloween, that's Samhain, Christmas, that's Saturnalia, and Yule, depends what tongue and stuff. Easter, Ostra, I think they call it, Ostara too. And basically, also going into this, Jesus isn't the reason for the season. It's actually the winter solstice that's the reason for the season. This is why you see a lot of holidays around equinoxes and stuff like that. But, back to atheism and Christianity, I also want to get into, apatheism. If you're going to be atheist, support apatheism. Just be apatheist, I would recommend. You don't want to waste your time battling a bunch of Christians. They're not going to listen to you, so what's the point? And this is my next point. I think atheism has become... I'm really sorry about my hat, folks. I really think atheism has become a mainstream, organized, almost religion. I want to call it more of like a militant secular society. I mean, they're getting pissed off about nativity scenes. They're usually like overly politically correct people, let's be honest. You can't call a black guy. They're African American, even though they never came from Africa. They can trace lineages back to Africa. And also speaking of that, I can't be held accountable for that. My ancestors had nothing to do with that. But, yeah. You know, they're just as bad as fundamentalist Christians. I call these people fundamentalist atheists. They go out of their way to go find Christian people and just not troll them, like literally just get into these stupid, pointless arguments. You're never going to see it the way the Christian sees it, and the Christian's never going to see it the way you see it. I mean, I see the Christian religion as an inferior way of looking at life, because you're taught to, like, submit to, like, this fucking guy who probably never existed, Jesus, and God's just in there killing millions and millions and millions of people, and that's one of my problems with them, and that's a lot of atheists' problems with, you know, Christianity. I mean, you just mirror the issues, like, you know, they get pissed at nativity scenes. You know, politically correctness. I'm not saying they're all politically correct, but a majority of them are. Basically, they get pissed off about crosses and all that stuff in, like, public square. I couldn't give a shit. I just see it as a symbol. Yeah, people should also realize it's not even a Christian symbol. It's literally just a simplified version of, like, the wheel of the seasons, which I guess I'll get to in another video. But what else? Crosses, and, you know, they'll just go out of their way to piss off Christians and the Christian community by making these ridiculous videos. Because, you know, the people they're debating with, it's just like they're set in their ways and they're not gonna open their eyes, honestly. And if you mirror the issue, what are the Christians doing? Oh, you got, like, pastors, and they're just bitching about these demonic, satanic, I almost want to say, like, they call a lot of atheists, like, Illuminati. But, yeah, you got that, and, you know, they're making these ridiculous videos. I don't think they honestly can help it. They don't know any better. I literally think a lot of these fundamentalists are just batshit crazy and, like, dumb. Just literally dumb. And so are the atheists. I'm just trying to, like, say, like, I'm trying to put this in ways that won't piss either side off, but I know it's useless because you got like the Atheism Plus people who are going to be at my doorstep telling me I should join their meetings, and I don't know what they do, but I heard they give, like, pamphlets out. And then I'm going to get, like, Jehovah's Witnesses coming up to my door telling me to, like, go to some 3-day retreat at some mega church in the middle of Missouri. And basically, yeah, so it's literally the same group. How would I put it like this? It's like the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. They're the same damn party, they just differ on a few different key issues. This is just like atheism and, like, hardliner, fundamentalist atheists, I guess, and fundamentalist Christians. Same damn group doing the same damn thing to each other. They just differ on one major key issue. One of them detests a 2,000-year-old book, and one of them follows a 2,000-year-old book. Little do they know that this book is nothing more than a ripoff of, well, the Torah, I guess, which in itself is also a ripoff of a couple different tribes' beliefs in that area. And they should also know this, that well, I was gonna say something about, yeah, I laugh at these Christians, a little off topic. I laugh at these Christians that tell me I'm gonna burn in hell, and that Satan's gonna kill me. You realize half this stuff is extra biblical. Like, I think at least 70% of the stuff they come up with comes out of Dante's Inferno, which came out centuries later. It was just another way to get people to get scared and go to the church and give their money. And I think Christians also did this in Scandinavia to freak the shit out of the pagan Vikings and the Norse. But they have their place called Hell, Hel, and it was a place where all the dead spirits would come and conglomerate, and they convinced the Norse that these people, or this place, was actually a satanic realm, and you should look more into our religion because it will save you from this terrible place. You've been fed lies your entire life, that type of scenario. And I think it's a little true with this current situation. If you had two fundamentalists, like a mom and a dad, or a dad and a dad, or a mom and a mom, fundamentalist atheists raising up their family, there's just a phenomenon. The more fundamentalist with the religion you are, the more likely your kid is going to be the exact opposite. This happens all the time with fundamentalist Christian families, oh, we can't watch certain Disney films. We can't watch certain, like, Lord of the Rings or films like that because they contain too many references to pagan or occultism or Satanism or witchcraft. And, I can't listen to certain types of music because they're endorsed by Satan. And what is a kid going to do? They're gonna get tired of this shit. They're when they grow up, they're gonna be tired. They're gonna realize they're free from living under this Christian miniature Sharia law situation, and they're gonna do a total 180 and become atheists, or maybe they'll just totally, have their parents die of induced congestive heart failure by doing like a 180 plus a left turn right into Satanismville, or occultist, like a voodoo practitioner meeting his family, telling him he's converted to being a voodoo witchcraft doctor, and the parents shit their pants and die. Throwing like holy water at him, speaking in tongues. They get like the priest to come over with the chauffeur. That's what would happen with that. In severe cases, I'm sure people like that in this country, USA, exist. And then the atheist isn't like the atheist, like the Atheism Plus founder, right? Her one of her kids, I don't remember if she died or not. Didn't she get murdered? But I think when she was still living, didn't her son tell her that he converted to like more like a liberal Christianity, and she just totally disowned him? Like, are we seriously reducing ourselves to this, people? Are you for real? Oh, peace out. Peace out, YouTube. I can't believe this started about Apatheism. I might actually have to make a new video putting more information out about it, but if you do call yourself atheist and you just don't give a damn, and you don't care to prove people wrong about their belief, just call yourself an apatheist. And people don't know what that is, and they're like hardliner Christian, you might just say like, oh, it's just a really docile version of Christianity or something. I don't know. Totally screw with them. Peace out. And have a great Thanksgiving, or I hope you had a great Thanksgiving if you're watching this.